is Allie Feller. I am the host of the Allie on the Run Show podcast. Welcome to one of my favorite weekends of the whole year. I am so excited. If you have followed me for a while, you know that I have talked about the same pair of headphones for like 10 years now. And I am thrilled to get to be here today in partnership with Shokz. You know Shokz, you love them. They are the official headphone partner of the Boston Marathon, which is new this year. And I think that is a perfect fit because when I talk about Shokz headphones, and you know them, they're the ones that wrap around your ear instead of going in or on your ears. The great thing about that is if you are a runner like me and you need music or podcasts or the Allie on the Run show to run to, you can do that and still get all the good sights and sounds around you. Shokz lets you do exactly that. So Shokz are the headphones that if you're going to ever run or race in headphones, those are the ones you should be doing it with. And today, thanks to Shokz, we are here to have a conversation with 3 of their professional athletes, all of whom are running the Boston Marathon on Monday. That includes a stellar lineup. Helen Obiri, she is the 2-time Boston Marathon champion. She returns on Monday to defend her title. Helen, welcome. Have a seat. We have Olympian Connor Mance. You saw him compete in Paris. He is back in Boston, and word is he's feeling fit. So we get to hear all about that. And you know her, you love her. She is the smiliest Olympian you will ever meet. Welcome, Dakota Popane. Have a seat. We're getting these marathoners feet up, rested. Welcome, everyone. How are we doing? How are we feeling? Big day. Connor, how you feeling?
Thrilled.
Thrilled? I love it. You already ran today. Did all 3 of you already get your run in today? We all ran. Did you see each other out on the Charles? No. Awesome. Well, we're going to chat with everyone here, and the game we're starting with, same as in the last show. This is a game called In One Word, and I'm going to ask you a question, and you get one word to answer that question. It's not hard. It's supposed to be fun, but we'll see what happens. Dakota, we'll start with you. In one word, how are you feeling about the 2025 Boston Marathon?
Stoked.
Stoked. Connor, in one word, how are you feeling about running the Boston Marathon?
Thrilled.
Thrilled. Helen?
Excited.
Excited. So we're all in the same vein here, which is the only correct answer. So well done. In one word, how'd training go?
Perfect.
Ooh. Connor?
Fantastic.
Helen, how'd training go?
Incredible.
Okay. We got a lot of confidence on this stage. I'm into it. How you hope to feel standing on the starting line?
Confident.
Phenomenal.
We're just going through all the adjectives now. Helen, how do you hope to feel on the starting line?
Focusing.
Excellent. How do you hope to feel at the finish line?
Excited.
Grateful.
Good one.
Excited.
Excellent. Describe the Boston Marathon.
Loud.
Ooh.
Difficult.
That was an honest answer. That was a good one.
Toughest.
Toughest? Just like you. Favorite thing to hear during the Boston Marathon?
In one word. Cheers.
Come back to me.
Okay. Yeah, you get one pass. Helen, favorite thing to hear?
Screaming.
Screaming.
Yelling.
I mean, in their defense, I'm not sure what else that question lends itself to, so those were pretty good. The point I was getting at is that with Shokz headphones, you can hear all those things. So you saw, yeah, see? It's good when you explain it, because then that's how the best jokes go. Favorite thing, this doesn't have to be one word. Favorite thing to listen to. Connor just took such a deep breath, like, the constraints are gone.
I'm long-winded. So
Okay, I'll start with you then. Favorite thing to listen to on the run.
I like music, and I'll listen to a lot of varieties of music. If it's like a fast run, I'll listen to like electronic techno music, like the Glitch Mob. But sometimes that's like, sugar to the brain. It's like you get about 10 minutes of that, and then you're like, no, I'm done with this. This is terrible.
Yep.
But depending on how I'm running, it really changes like my pace. If I want something slow, if I'm running slow, I want something slow. If I'm running fast, I want something fast.
Do you ever get jealous of all of us because we're allowed to listen to music when we race? Do you ever just kind of wish that you could? Because the pros are not allowed.
I imagine songs as I'm like going. I'm kind of like trying to play them in my brain, but then something happens, and then I have to change what I'm thinking about to, oh no, that person just made a move.
I don't think about that as much when I'm racing.
Yeah.
So that's like the one place I think we're different. Helen, favorite thing to listen to on the run?
I like listening Kenyan gospel music when I'm the run because it keeps me closer to God sometimes. When I'm down, it gets me like, you need to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dakota?
Taylor Swift.
That's why we're sitting on the same couch. Do you have like a current favorite song or album?
You know what? When I run, I'm actually a little strange. If I need to like kind of chill on a run, I really like to listen to sad music. So what your music is pretty good for. So like folklore.
Folklore, My
yeah.
Tears Ricochet.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. All right. We'll pause the game. We'll end the game. We'll just talk. Helen, we'll start with you. You are our 2-time defending champion. And so, of course, there's, of course, a lot of talk about a three-peat. What will it take to defend your title and to win this again? For you, is that pressure, or is that I've done it twice, now I can just see what I can do?
For me, I have pressure because we have so many elite field there. But when I go to the start line, I normally say I'm the best, and I'm here to give out my best because I've been training so hard in Kenya. For 3 months, I've been in Kenya training, and I've trained so well. So what I hope for in Monday, first of all, to race good race is to be healthy and to be physically fit. When I'm healthy and physically fit, I will always fight up to the end. And I'm trying to make it happen on Monday. Yeah.
So when you win the Boston Marathon or some of these other big races, you get that laurel wreath, that gold wreath that they put on your head. Is it comfortable? Does it hurt? It doesn't look comfortable because it looks really hard. And I've never been able to ask someone that question. So since you're here, is it comfortable or does it hurt?
You know, when you win the race, it doesn't mean like it's at you. You don't feel that one. For all you have, it's the joy, the moment, the crowd, like everybody's watching this. So for me, it feels so comfortable to wear that one. Yeah.
I love that. If I ever wear one, I'll let you know how it feels on my head. But Helen, we look forward to seeing you go for that third laurel wreath, and we'll all be cheering for you. Connor, you're coming in hot to this race. You have had quite the 2025, running that American record in the half marathon, and then not on a record-eligible course, but you did then run 2 seconds faster. And like I said when you came out here, I've heard a lot of people saying, Connor Mance is fit. So you tell us, what's it going to take to have a great day on Monday, and what is a great day on Monday for you?
That's a tough question.
You said you were done with the one-word answers, so
might be here all day.
perfect.
Okay. I'm coming in. Thank you first. I'm coming in really fit. I'm really excited to race. It's I don't know. 2 years ago at this marathon, I went out as if I was going to win it, and I blew up really bad. My last 2 miles, I was seeing like stars, like little. I don't know. Everything kind of went like spotty,
That's so
And then-
scary
then
when
it,
that
like-
happens.
And then it became tunnel vision, and then I had to slow down, and then my vision started coming back, and so it kind of was going in and out. Every time I sped up, it would start going. Every time I'd slow down, it would come back. So my goal is to be there competing for a top 3 position, to be in position to compete for a top 3 position.
Dakota, you've run this race 3 times, correct? So this is number 4. What is your relationship with this course and this race like?
You know, I feel like I have not really had my A day here yet, one that I could walk away from and be like really, really proud of. So we kind of have like a tumultuous relationship that I'm looking to like mend on Monday. And I want to walk away from it feeling like I understood the course and understood the assignment and went out and crushed it.
So in the past, yes, clap for everything. I love this. This is the magic marathon weekend energy that I think we all need. And also, reminder, just drop your shoulders, take a breath. I'll keep telling you, relax your jaw. Yeah, see? You're working it out. There you go. So in the past, when you've had that tumultuous relationship, can you walk us through that, when that's come up in the course, when you've felt that? And I'd love to know if there were things that you did in your training for this year sort of specifically catered to getting past those moments.
Yeah, I think what can be challenging about Boston for me is that there's a lot of pace change. Like we kind of get into a rhythm and then a bottle table comes up and everybody sprints like it's a 100-meter dash. And I have a hard time changing pace that way. And I do feel like I wasn't at my request, but luckily at my coach's knowledge, we have done a lot of pace changing type workouts where, you know, I'm doing marathon pace, and then speed up into an LT mile or things like that. So I feel more prepared. I feel like this is my best Boston build by far. So hoping to have my best results.
Love to hear that. Yes, we're clapping. Connor, I want to hear about, you came out and did a monster workout on this course, and it was really fun because about 45 minutes ago, Jess McLean was on this stage, and she was talking about running part of the course with you and Clayton, and who was here for that conversation. So I'll retell it and just tell me if I get any points wrong. She was like, so we met, and we were about to start, and we were like, all right, Connor and Clayton, like you guys will probably be a little bit behind us, so we'll see you at the finish. And you all ran it together. It was a little different than that, but fuzzy memory. You did a huge workout. You did a 27-mile workout that day?
Yeah, yes, it was a really long one. We came out and did a workout on the course on Friday, a really hard one. And then we're like, okay, because we're not going to be here very long, on Saturday we'll run as much of the course as we can. We have 25 miles. But then when you're near the end, you get in a lot of traffic, and it's like, well, at this point, it's going to be faster to just run back to the hotel, which is right by the finish line, than it's going to be to get an Uber and try and figure out, in the city, your location isn't always correct and stuff. And so we just kept running, but it was, 16 miles with Jess, I think, and then just another 11 miles with Clayton.
Just another 11 miles with Clayton. You guys, have you run out of things to talk about on the run yet? You and Clayton?
Yeah.
You have? So it's just like awkward silence. You're like, we're all caught up. I dream of that, though, with my friends, of like being all caught up. Like I can never get to that point where I'm even a little caught up. So I guess like Megan, Aubrey, we just need to run 27 miles together and we'll finally be caught up. So she's in. Perfect. Helen, I want to hear about your training. Is there a workout that you did in this build that you look back on as a big confidence builder?
Of course, I can say yes, because I've been looking my last year workouts and this year workout, and this year seems like it's more good than last year. So because I did 40K run in Kenya, and it was good. I did my personal best for 40K run that I've ever done so I said my body's ready, and I can run well.
I love watching you race because you just know when Helen's running, like for the first 25 miles, it doesn't matter where Helen is because you know where she's going to be in the final mile. Like we're going to see Helen coming in that last mile. Do you get nervous for marathons?
Of course, yes. If you are a good athlete, you must to begin nervous because like you are racing with the top athletes in the world. So sometimes I get nervous, but I say I have to do it. So I just get that thing out of my mind and say I have to do it.
How does it feel to be the one to beat?
In a race, you can't understand anybody. It's an open race, and anybody can win.
Dakota, how does this race, even with a tumultuous relationship, how does a race like Boston, whether it's the course or the atmosphere, how does this play to your strengths?
I feel like it plays to my strength because if this was a flat Chicago, everybody would go out and run their own race, and that would not be my race, unfortunately. I would not be running at like a 2:15 on Monday, so I am excited that it kind of lends itself to championship style racing where we all stay together until Helen decides to drop a hammer. And so that just gives me the opportunity to be in it for as long as possible.
Hearing that about championship style racing, Connor, we just talked about how you ran that American record in the half marathon, which is decidedly about time, right? When you're running for a record, we're just looking at the clock. What is your preference in racing, or in racing marathons, we'll say? Championship style, or do you like racing the clock?
In a marathon, I like championship style. And in all races, I like championship style. But there's a time and place to do both. And Boston's a fun course, but it really makes you lean into that championship style racing. Because on Boston, you have downhills, you have uphills, the weather could be whatever, It's really hard sometimes to go after an exact time on the Boston Marathon course, just because of, all the factors that come into play. So you can go into a race like that and be like, how do I even say it? You can finish knowing you had your best day, but the clock won't always show that. And I think that's a pretty exciting thing.
I mean, I think about 2018 all the time. Des Linden won the Boston Marathon in 2018. Does anyone know what her time was? Bingo. Yeah, it was not a record-breaking time, but it's championship-style racing, and it won the Boston Marathon. Connor, do you decorate your bottles? Why are you laughing?
Yeah, I'll put some tape around it.
Like sparkly tape?
If there's sparkly tape there, I'd consider it. Do you have some?
Wait, it's so funny that you said that because last night at like 9 o'clock, my friend Julia, who's running the race on Monday, she wanted her name written on her singlet. And she was like, will you write my name? And I'm like, Julia, it's only 5 letters. Like, you got this. And so she came over last night at 9 o'clock, and I used my pink sparkly tape and wrote Julia.
Oh, that's sweet.
But I gave her the rest of the roll in case
okay.
anything happened. Otherwise, yeah, Connor actually would have had sparkly pink tape with me that I would have been so happy to give you. So I will remember that for whatever your fall marathon is. I'll check back in.
Great, yeah.
I'll bring my crafting supplies. I'll go to Michael's.
All right.
Dakota, do you decorate your bottles?
I just put tape on it, yellow tape.
Sparkly?
Not
Okay.
sparkly, sorry.
All right, Helen, come through for me. Do you decorate your bottles?
I just put a tape like yellow, black, something which is clear to see when you're coming.
Oh, okay, yeah. So when you are the defending champion, do you get the best bottle position?
I don't know. It depends.
What is
Because
the
even
best
now we
bottle
don't
position?
know.
Is there a good one? Like, where do you want to be?
I like the one.
Yeah,
the one, but one.
I think what the defending champion gets is the best one.
I would assume so, right?
I think so.
You get to have your first name on your bib, which is pretty cool in Boston. When you win the race, that's so people ask all the time, I do some people have their first name on their bibs and some have last. When you win the race, you get your first name on your bib. Do you keep your race bibs?
Sure, sometimes I do keep and sometimes I do give out to my fans because like everybody wants to have it to sign, so I do give it out.
Wait, how do you get to be the one that gets your bib? Is it just like right place, right time?
The one who's lucky at the finish line, I can just sign and give it to him.
I will be at the finish line. So I'm ready. I'll be there with a Sharpie just in case. Connor, do you keep your bibs, medals? Do you like the stuff?
I like the bibs because, I don't know, they're like whatever reminds me of the race. And I think the bibs, they keep easier. It's easier to, you can display them really big, or you can just keep them in like a little drawer. And
Which are yours?
What?
Are yours displayed or in the drawer?
They're in the drawer right now. I just moved, so eventually I'm going to convince my wife that we can put them up, but she doesn't want a man cave in the house. So
Oh, but that's like a home gym situation.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. So we're getting there. We're getting
Okay.
there.
Okay. Which, speaking of, though, she's going to have some of her own bibs soon. Your wife,
Right.
Kylie, has learned that she is one heck of a runner. Tell us about Kylie.
So my wonderful wife, she's actually just ran a 5K yesterday. She PR'd by 30 seconds.
In a 5K?
What was her time?
Her time was 16:49. So
Yeah.
So she's not here yet. She'll get in tomorrow. But so my wife grew up she didn't run cross country in high school, but that was her like exercise of choice was running. But she really didn't understand the sport. And then as we got married, she was like, she would still run, but then she would always be wondering why I'm so tired all the time. And so she's like, there's a Great Runners World article on it, but she was like, I'm going to try and see, if I can do what he's doing, at least like try it out and see how it feels so I can better understand how life is for him. And so she joined the running club at BYU. She was doing that, and then she asked the women's coach at BYU, Diljit Taylor, if she could try and walk on. And she walked on for her senior year of track. So just this one outdoor season, and she's been crushing it, and she's loving it. So it's really fun for me to see.
Are you a little bit intimidated? She's coming for you.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, there's a part of me that's like, once my career finishes up, hopefully my last, I can, compete to 2036. It's kind of where I see the last Olympics I could likely make. Then I'm like, after that, 2040, she can just make it and we'll go again. So
I love this plan. Also, it's just so interesting, though. Like, a lot of people are starting to say 2028 as we're talking about LA and the next Summer Olympics. You're already calculating out to, did anyone know 2036 was an Olympic year? I guess if you do the math. But, I mean, are you and your coach having these conversations looking that far out, or is that just like a dinner table thing with Kylie?
That's more of a dinner table
Okay.
thing with Kylie. So.
Okay, got it. Okay, Dakota. Do you have any race day rituals or must-dos? What's your take on that?
I used to, definitely. I've let them go by the wayside as I've gotten older because I've just realized, I don't need a pair of socks to run fast. I don't need to do 3 jumps on the starting line in order to PR. There is nothing that I can do on the day to make sure I have a good race. I've done that all in the last 3 months. So I've gotten older and wiser and realized I don't need to try to remember this crazy schedule of rituals because I used to be crazy about it.
Helen, what about you? Are you strict on race day? Do you have traditions, rituals, must-dos before you race?
I do have because I need to prepare about the race. I need to focus. I need to see what I lack. I need to see what I need to have in the race day. Just so to get mindset.
Connor?
Yeah, but they're all like, I feel like they all have a purpose, I'm religious, I pray before, then I'll listen to some like acoustic music to kind of bring my like heart rate down and kind of, get away from the nerves, just calm myself. But other than that, it's pretty standard.
On the bus ride out to Hopkinton, which everyone will get to enjoy unless you have a good friend dropping you off at the start. But most of you will be on the buses, and it's about an hour out to Hopkinton. You've got some time. You've probably got some nervous energy. Helen, what do you like to do on the bus out to Hopkinton?
For me, I like to talk to people, all to ladies in the past, so that we can just like get mind out of the race. But unfortunately, when you go out like 1 hour, nobody's talking with anybody. So you have to reason my music. It's because I have no one to talk to. Everyone is focusing, maybe silent, maybe sleeping. And for me to sleep is hard.
Well, just so you know, at 1 o'clock, Jess McLean and Emma Bates were saying they really like to be chatty on race day. So if you're looking for chatty friends, find Jess and Emma.
I will
Yes. Connor, tell us about your bus ride vibe. Are you sitting alone? Are you zoning out? Are you sleeping? What are you doing?
Just depends on the race. I like it all. But I do like to chat with like people I don't see very often. That like I only see at races. It's fun to catch up. Like at the New York City Marathon, I was on the bus next to C.J. Albertson. We're pretty good friends. He grew up and lives still in the same town my wife grew up in, and so it's like fun to hear about what life's like there right now and how he's doing. So.
Are you chatty on the bus?
I'm not chatty. I like to have my music on, and I like to do the crossword, the New York Times crossword.
Okay.
Got to get my mind going.
Like the real one or the mini?
The real one.
Because the mini's only going to entertain you for like a second.
45 seconds.
Do you do it every day, the real crossword?
I used to. I was on a really good streak of doing it every day. I've fallen off since, but
Even Sunday?
Sunday takes like literally an hour and a half, but yes, I used to. Yeah.
I've never even tried anything past Tuesday. But
Thursday is like really hard.
I don't know, every Friday I get an email that's like, solve the Friday crossword on easy mode. And I'm like, I'm insulted. But that would be helpful. So you'll do this crossword on the bus?
Yeah.
And it'll be a Monday.
It's a Monday, so I'm going to crush it. I'll feel so good about myself.
I love this plan. That'll be great. Helen, I saw a familiar face at the press conference this morning. Your daughter is here, always one of my favorite people to have at the finish line. What is it like getting to have Tanya here with you, and what's her take on all of this?
Okay, when they have Tanya around me, she can just keep on motivating me. And she can just say, like, Mommy, I'm going to give you a lot of time to sleep, to focus, and to focus about the race. But one thing she always told me before is, go work hard, and I need you to be number one. So when you come number second or number third, she can just ask so many questions. Why? Why do you let those ladies beat you? So she can just tell me, like, next time, don't let them beat you. And she always say, like, Mommy, I know you are the best. So for me, being around here with me, my family, to keep just me motivated and to work hard to show Tanya I'm capable of winning the race.
Can I add something?
Yes.
At the New York City finish line, she asked me for my signature, and I was like, "Do you know who your mom is?" You don't want my signature.
Did you know that?
No.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It was so sweet.
Does she do that with a lot of the pros? Like, is she excited about all the pros?
Yeah, she like friendship with people. Even in school, she can just ask the teachers, like, can you have your signature? Can you have the hug? So she likes things so much.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll tell you a Tanya story too then. Is last year, I believe it was last year or the year before, because she keeps winning. I was at the finish line, and Tanya was there, and she had her tablet with her, because, I mean, we're at the finish for a while, and she's entertained, and Helen wins and hugs everyone, and it's like a second later, and she goes to hand her mom her tablet. And I always think about that, because it's like, when you're a parent, you are a parent. You're not, just because you just won the Boston Marathon again, you're still holding your daughter's tablet while you're doing TV interviews. And I just remember like reaching over and just like taking it out of your hands and then being like, I'm not stealing this from her. Like, I'm just going to hold this for you. But it's just so cool to see how natural that is, that
Sure.
your daughter's there and you're holding her tablet and you're on ESPN doing an interview. So it's been really awesome. As a mother myself, it's really great seeing her getting a front row seat to all of these moments. And so I give you a lot of credit. And as a mom, thank you for bringing her along and showing us all that you can do that. It's really great.
Thank you.
And her hair is blue this year. She's looking very Boston, right? Wasn't her hair blue? Tanya, your daughter.
Yeah, it's blue.
Yeah. I was like, I swear I saw her with blue hair this morning. Yeah, she's cool. She's got style. I love it. All right. Let's talk about what will make Monday a success for each of you. Connor, we'll start with you.
Kind of like I said earlier with, pace races versus, or not pace races, but like races that are all about time and races that are all championship style. I think it's just going to, be how I finish if I follow my plan. My coach hasn't set my plan up yet, so don't ask me what my plan is because I don't know.
Okay.
But
When do you have that conversation?
Usually like the day before.
Oh, down to the wire.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, why have it early? You know?
Yeah, I've never done what you do. I would just do whatever coach says.
Yeah. I don't actually know why not to have it early. So but yeah, we'll go over a plan, and if I execute that plan well, and any race day decisions that need to be made or any adjustments to that plan, I'll just view it as, what did I do well? What did I do well to, I don't know, push in the race when it got hard? It's really hard for me to say, like, I have to win or I have to be top 3, just because I don't know how fit the other athletes are. Like, it would not be very fun to, say, oh, my goal is to win, and then everybody ends up, getting sick or something, and then I win, but it's, I didn't really try my best, So there's I don't know, that feeling that'll come after the race will help me know if it's a success or if it's just a disappointment and I did something wrong.
So if you won the Boston Marathon, but 6 of the athletes in the field were sick, you would be like, doesn't really count?
No. I still think it counts. Don't get me
Okay.
wrong.
Because I'll wear the laurel wreath then. I'll hold that for you.
But it would, but if afterward I knew I didn't try my best, I don't know. Actually, if I won, I don't know if I'd care, but.
We'll revisit this question maybe.
Yeah.
Do you go into every race believing you can win?
I believe in almost every race I can be top 3. I like to shoot for the goal of top 3 because you really just don't know who in the field is in great shape and who's had a good build, who hasn't had a good build. But I think if I go into a race trying to go for a top 3 position, if I was good enough to win, or if I wasn't good enough to win, I'm still trying to do something that's really hard. I don't know if that made any sense whatsoever. It makes sense in my head, and I need it to make sense until after the race on Monday, and then I can revisit it.
And you're almost there. You're so
Yeah.
close. Dakota, what will a successful Marathon Monday look like for you?
I mean, I feel like everything Connor just said.
So it made sense, see?
No, it does, because I don't want to put a goal out, and if I'm not on the podium, if I'm 5th, I would still think that's successful, as long as I gave my very best and I felt like I executed the plan. I'm really trying to be much more of a thoughtful racer and stay unseen, unheard. I genuinely like to look at Helen as an example. She's not out there pushing the pace from the beginning. She's being a really smart tactical racer, and I think that's something I'm trying to embody. And so just putting out a race that I'm really proud of will be a success.
One thing that just fascinates me about professional runners is you talk about meeting with your coaches the day or day before, and you have a plan, and you know what you're capable of. But so quickly, the plan can change because everyone has a plan. How do you not panic, or do you panic when you're only a few miles into the race and suddenly the plan is changing?
Oh, I've certainly panicked, 100%. But you just try to, it's a puzzle. You're working it out on the fly. You're just trying to figure it out. Of course, Boston is a lot more challenging because at a Chicago, you've got your race. You're going to go out in your pace, and you're going to do that, and you're in control. But here, generally we go out pretty slow, a 5:35, and I'm comfortable with that. But if we go out in a 5:15 on Monday, I'll be shocked and panicked.
Helen, don't do that.
Yeah, please.
Don't do that to everyone. Helen, what will a successful Marathon Monday look like for you?
For me, what I hope for, first before the race, is to sleep well, to feel my body, and to focus and to stay healthy. From there, I'm looking to run a successful race. Yeah.
Does your family stay in the same hotel room as you, or do you get your own so that you can just do your thing?
We are staying in the same hotel. I have my parents here, my family, so I'm so happy to have them staying with me, give me hope, playing for me, and sing me off, go to the pass, and go to the start line.
Connor, who's here on Team Mance?
Oh, that's a great question. There's a lot of people here. My parents are actually, I see my dad over there.
Is it Mr. Mance? Hi. Good job with this one. We love him.
I think my mom's around here somewhere, but she might be hiding. Oh, she's over there.
Hi, Mrs. Mance.
And then I got some friends here. My wife's coming, like I said, tomorrow. Todd Garner, a friend over here. Do you mean at the whole race or just the expo?
Wait, I love that you have so many people
I'm
just here. I meant the whole race, but I didn't realize that we had people everywhere. You're so well loved.
I am very well loved. How can I not have success when I have this many people coming and supporting me? So.
I mean, this guy. Who do we have with the Popane crew?
It's just Montana and my coach, wherever. I don't even know where they're at.
Oh, we got Lundo in
Way
the back. Excellent. Well, hopefully every step of the way you are all feeling the love. If I were to ask each of you favorite mile on the Boston Marathon course, Helen, what's your favorite mile?
I can say 16 miles. It's about like downhill. So that's the best one.
The downhill mile.
Downhill.
Okay, great answer. Connor?
Mile 9, because you're right next to that lake on the right. Is that right? Is that mile 9? I'm getting a lot of nods. But it's pretty, it's super early in the race for a marathon, so you're still, you should still be feeling okay. You're not hitting the wall yet. You're not even thinking about, the what ifs. You're just enjoying the run. And then you get the beautiful view of that lake.
Dakota, favorite mile?
I like mile 1 because it's so downhill. And you feel so good. It's like the world's your oyster at mile 1 and you don't know what's going to happen.
I love it. All right, for each of you, because you have run this course multiple times and certainly collectively have had a great amount of success here in Boston, remind me who in the crowd is a first-time Boston Marathon runner? Wow. That's so, how are you all feeling? Are you pumped? 2 thumbs up. I love it. And Montana's here. I found him. He's over there. He's doing great. All right, we need advice before we wrap things up with our sprint to the finish round. Helen, the champion, the defending champion ×2. What is your advice, especially to all of these first-timers? This is Jack Fleming. This is his race. This is Jack Fleming, President and CEO of the BAA. Jack, welcome to the stage. We're going down the line and we're getting advice about how to run your best Boston. Yeah. Oh, you want the advice?
Okay. What I could advise them is that marathon is a long journey, of which needs to fuel the body, to stay fit, and to be patient up to the last minute because it's a long journey of which needs patience.
Okay. Helen O'Beary is telling you all to be patient, so please don't let mile 1 be your fastest mile of this race. Even though it's her favorite, it won't be the fastest. Deal? Excellent. Jack, what did you just run? Was it you ran the Cheap Marathon?
I ran the Cheap Marathon in Derry, New
Hampshire
Hampshire a couple
on the
weeks
rail
ago.
trail?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
You're welcome.
Millennium Running represent.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I qualified.
You did? So the Cheap Marathon in New Hampshire, it's a 13.1 mile out and back. So if you're doing the marathon, you do it twice. It's flat. People go there to BQ. And it's called the Cheap Marathon. He's wearing the shirt. I see that. That's awesome.
I was too cheap to buy the shirt.
Yeah, the entry is like $25 or something. You get a ribbon.
Back
at
to
the
Boston.
end. Okay, but you just no. But I want to hear about how you ran a marathon and qualified for Boston.
But the majority of these folks, who's running Boston?
We
Who's
already
running
know that. We know
I think
that.
most of the people are running Boston.
I know.
Okay.
I wanted to congratulate you, Jack.
I'd rather
You crashed the
I'd rather
stage.
hear about Connor's preparation.
My gosh, this guy.
Thank you.
He's my boss.
So
Connor, advice for running your best Boston Marathon.
it's I don't know if I can add too much to what Helen said, so I'm just going to echo it. Don't go out too hard. That first mile is very steep downhill, so you want to make sure you're pacing out the marathon. You want to end, about about the same pace at the end as you would at the start. It's a tough marathon to do that because those first few miles are so downhill. But you want to make sure you have enough left at the end and for those really tough, grindy Newton Hills. So don't go out too hard.
The grindy Newton Hills. Dakota, what's your advice?
I think a happy runner is a fast runner. So smile the whole way, and the crowd will be extra loud for you, and you'll get extra boosts of endorphins.
I love that. All right, we can't end this without doing a classic Allie on the Run show sprint to the finish. So we're going to bring it home with a few rapid fire questions. Helen, we'll start with you. If you could pace anyone in a marathon, who would you want to pace?
Sharon Urokedi.
Sharon Loketti,
Yeah.
who is also racing on Monday. And Helen and Sharon, I wish I had the stats of how many marathons you've each run and how many podiums you've each been. I mean, you've run 6 and been on 5 podiums, correct? Pretty good record there. I was going to say track record, and then it's a roads record. 6 marathons and 5 podiums. All right, so you're going to pace Sharon Loketti. Great answer. Connor, you could pace anyone, and it doesn't have to be a runner. Just anyone. Who would you pace?
Now that you said it doesn't have to be a runner, I need to change my
I really
answer.
opened up. Who was your answer?
It was going to be Casey Klinger. I ran with him at BYU.
Oh, he's fun.
He's great, so he's probably going to do a marathon in the next year or two, so.
Okay, you can stick with that answer. If you think of a non-runner friend person, we can. Is he here in the audience for you?
No, he's not.
Rude.
So maybe I should say
The only one who didn't come.
My dad is here, so maybe I'll just change that to my dad, I'll pace him for a marathon. Oh, he's over there.
I think he's into it. I think he approves of that answer. Dakota, you can pace anyone. Who is it?
I was going to say my dad.
Aw.
I'm pacing him to a 5K in June, so his
Pacing-
first race. So.
His first race?
His first race, yeah.
So when you say you're pacing him, is it like you're running with him to keep him company, or does he have a time goal?
I'm running with him so he doesn't sprint a mile and
There
then
it
walk
is.
2 miles.
There it is. Classic. Helen, if you weren't a professional runner, what would you be?
I could be doing netball.
A what?
Netball in King.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing that before coming a runner.
Love it. Connor?
I would be an engineer. It's what I studied in school.
Okay. Good safe answer.
If I can be anything, regardless of my
Skill,
ability,
yeah.
a professional golfer or pickleball player.
So we're all, engineer. I was going to say, we're sticking with sports, but okay. Helen, what is a job that you would be terrible at?
Being a teacher.
That was the answer in the last one. Yeah. Connor?
Being in a choir.
Okay, so my next question shouldn't be asking you to sing your go-to karaoke song?
That would not be a good
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Professional golfer.
All right, we'll go the opposite direction. So coming back to you, Dakota, who would you want to play you in a movie?
Oh, wow.
You're all getting this question, so start thinking now. Jack's leaving the stage. Jack, thank you for all that you do. We love your race.
I suddenly just can't think of any
Anyone?
actresses.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can go first. I've
Yeah,
had this
go-
one
you
on my
go-
mind
go
for
ahead.
years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Will Smith. Well,
That was going to
He-
be my guess.
he might be my favorite actor. I mean, I don't care that he's older than me. I don't care that we don't look that much alike, but
That's a really good answer. I love it. Helen, who's playing you in a movie?
I could say Rihanna. Rihanna.
Okay. Rihanna, good answer. I love that.
Help, I don't know.
Who's playing Dakota? Who smiles a lot? Who's so happy?
Yeah,
Taylor
okay.
Swift.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's available.
Taylor Swift is available. For you? You
Sure.
bet she's available. Okay, fill in the blank. This year, I really want to...
Set a marathon PR.
Ooh. Connor?
set an American record in the marathon.
Love it. Helen?
Break the tape.
Yes! I love it. You three are Awesome. Have so much fun on Monday. Good luck. Thank you for spending a part of your marathon weekend with all of us. It is such a gift, a pleasure, and an absolute privilege to get to hear from you and learn from you. And thank you, of course, to Shokz for having us. They are the absolute best headphones. You can see the Boston Marathon limited edition on each of them. I believe we are sticking around for a little bit to do a brief meet and greet. If you want to say hi, take a picture, we will be here. Helen O'Beary, Connor Mans, Dakota Popane, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for coming.